Hello and welcome to another video from the RiverMeadow technical team. Today we're going to look at something we've been increasingly asked for, which is migrating to vSphere. So what we want to show you is from the portal, which is where we usually start, we're going to look at the cloud appliances that we have deployed. And you can see, if I highlight it for you, that we have a cloud appliance deployed into a vSphere environment. The reason I show you that is because that means we treat nothing differently really here. We're just going to deploy a cloud appliance into your vSphere environment so that we can get access to that environment and move machines into your vSphere. So if I show you how we do this, you can see that it's very similar to any other cloud appliance that we may have deployed before. If you've seen this, we need to give it a name, and we need a URL that we can access the vSphere APIs. When we've entered that detail, we can test the connection and make sure that everything works. I've done that for the sake of brevity. So we've already have a cloud appliance into our vSphere test environment. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to add a source in order to migrate in. So we simply click on Add Source. So we just add an IP address, which I've already copied from my source that I wish to use. Then we have to give it a username and password. So this is administrator, and a password which I've secreted away. In common with most applications, we're going to need to enter the password twice, so we'll just enter it first in the password line, and then we'll confirm that password so that we make sure that we've got no errors and we can use this password going forward. Now, then when we've entered the password, we'll move on and we'll enter some tags in down here. You can see that these are RiverMeadow tags. They're only for use by RiverMeadow. I always use my initials and usually something to do with the target. We've got a few other options, but we'll ignore those for the purposes of this demo, and we'll click OK, and now you'll see that we have a new target. Further ado, we'll start the migration. So we're going to migrate it into our vSphere environment, so we select that cloud appliance. You can see that we can do a data-only migration, but for this one we're going to do a full migration and kick that off. Now we're going to go and check the pre-flights, get the information from the machine, do those pre-flights. And we've seen all this before, so I'm going to skip ahead to the point at which we've got all that information. That'll take a couple of seconds, and here we go. And we've got the information, we've done the pre-flights, and they're successful. If we open it up, we can see lots of green ticks. We have one warning. I'm fairly confident we can skip over that for this demo, so we'll leave it and move on to do the migration profile. This is where things get a little bit different in that we're going to vSphere, so you'd expect things to change a little. And there's a few bits that we're going to look at here. So if we scroll down a little, you can see that we've got some different things here. Because vSphere doesn't have the concept of instance types or instance sizes or VM sizes, we've got a few bits and pieces that we change. We've still got those partitions that we might want to move. This is a Linux machine, so we can see that there's boot and there's another directory there for mounting on. We've got this override CPUs. If I click on that, you'll see that it gives us the option to change the number of CPUs in the machine. For the sake of this demo, we're just going to keep them exactly the same. We've also got override memory, which allows us to override the memory setting in the same way. Again, I'm just going to keep it. You'll notice it's set to 4, but actually it'll be set to 8 gigabytes. Then we need to connect it to a network, and here we'll see some differences again, but this time we've got a VM network that we've set up. When we're doing this in a production environment, we would probably connect this to an isolated network that we would have set up ahead of time. We also get the option to change the data store that we're going to store this on. I'm just going to use the default. We could have changed it to the NAS data store in this instance. We've also got the ability, as usual, to shut the machine down, and we've still got the ability to add migration extensions in the same way as we do for other target clouds. That's all checked, we're all happy with that. We'll click continue, and off we go and start the migration for real. We get that warning message come up again. We've seen that before in videos that we've done in previous attempts. We're going to go away and do that final pre-flight, check that nothing we've changed is going to affect the migration, and we'll do our usual here. Once this machine checks that the cloud appliance is there and verified, and this kicks off, we will fast forward to the migration being successful. So you can see the pre-flights were successful. Here's the migration started. Let's just click on the eye and open up the information so that we can see what's going on. That'll reveal the detailed steps, and what we'll do is we'll just leave it there and we'll cut to the end when the migration is successful. And there we are. The migration was successful. We completed the 3 steps of the migration. We've moved what was a public cloud machine into our private vSphere environment with very little difficulty, very easy, and completed successfully. So thank you for watching this video. As usual, here's the details if you've got any questions or you want any more information, and please do come back again soon because we do lots of interesting stuff here at RiverMeadow around migration.